Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to support this bill. Mr. Speaker, a few months ago, the people in Itsoe village practiced a known Pokomo tradition where women, if they feel that a fellow woman or the decency of a woman has been attacked, they would gather around the young man or whoever and practice a culture which we call kufunya, which means they would administer punishment by pinching that person. Pinching, you know, it's like a mob justice of sorts. And this would happen if a young man knows that, for example, a woman is giving birth in such a place, in a particular place, and you approach it. You risk that kind of punishment. Mr. Speaker, when that traditional punishment was administered on a person, somebody decided to go to court. Somebody decided to punish a whole village because they were practicing their culture. Mr. Speaker, our constitution, the new constitution that we created, said that we must put in a bill, and this bill is supposed to fill in the gap in the culture area. Mr. Speaker, up to now, there has been no bill that has come to make reality of our cultures, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, what happens is the European culture, because a person like that gets a P3 and starts harassing an entire village because they were practicing a culture. Mr. Speaker, I want to state it before this House that it cannot be that the culture of the European is superior to the culture of the African man. We knew, Mr. Speaker, what was good for us. We knew. And Mr. Speaker, that case is in court, and I'm paying close attention to what is happening. Because what they did, they picked 1-2 people and decided these are going to pay the price for the entire cultural practice. Mr. Speaker, if this law was in place, it would be able to protect people who are exercising culture, upholding African culture in a manner that keeps society together. Mr. Speaker, amongst the Pokomo, if you do not participate in the burial of other people, if you are never there to dig the graves of other people, when their families lose their loved ones, when your time comes, you will also not be supported. You will be expected to go out and look for those other people who you think are more important than the villagers to help you dig. So you have to go outside and incur that expense. If you offend the village, you are the village goon or the village witch person, or what you call the wizard, who is hurting people. And people have information that you're the one. There was something about throwing you out of the entire place. You are not allowed even to access your own house, Mr. Speaker. And these cultures kept our people together. They kept our people bound together. They created boundaries and good behavior for our people. And Mr. Speaker, to date, some of the people, the way they behave, the only way to deal with them is under cultural practices. Mr. Speaker, it was time to have this bill. Aside from practices that keep the country, the cultures and the people together, there was science around our people in those days. I sat with an old or man. And he was telling me, in their community in Tana River, they are able to tell when the rains are coming, looking at the insects who are moving and in which direction, and if the rains will be heavy or the rains will be scarce. They are also able to look and tell you that we are going to have a dry period. Therefore, let us shift the animals to this other side. Mr. Speaker, this science is a science that needs to be documented. Our people had hubs. Our people had ways of keeping the community safe, predicting the future. This law that we are passing today in the Senate is fundamental. And our Constitution got it right when they said that we need to document these things. Mr. Speaker, the children we are bringing up nowadays, they are not like us. They didn't see the rains. They didn't see the flooding. They didn't see flood cultivation, floodplain cultivation. Mr. Speaker, they didn't see the season of plenty where mangoes were all over, and you cannot punish anyone. There's no stealing when you go and pick a mango. They didn't see the time when, during the harvest time, you could eat anywhere, not just your aunties and uncles. Food was in plenty. These people have been brought up in a different culture. They do not know even how our artifacts looked like. Mr. Speaker, it is time that we preserve this knowledge. In my village, Mr. Speaker, I'm grateful to some of the leaders who are retired from government, who took the opportunity to set up the Ngao Museum. I'm grateful, Mr. Speaker, when we brought the PS of Culture to come and open that place. Now, Mr. Speaker, when people go to holidays, when our children visit, and those of us in our age group who have now grandchildren, they're able to see how our people used to live, Mr. Speaker, and identify why people do the things they do. For example, Mr. Speaker, in our culture, you cannot just go get a person who has died and you bury them. You must take him to his house. There must be an all-night singing. And it's a way of saying goodbye to the departed loved one. And Mr. Speaker, it's also now we are learning from psychology that it's a way of bringing to closure what is inevitable, what has already happened. So, Mr. Speaker, I think as a Senate, we need to pass this bill. And, Mr. Speaker, the only thing that I would emphasize is that where there is clash of culture and the English law, this law, Mr. Speaker, so long as it is not repugnant to justice, it should prevail. And, Mr. Speaker, I think we'll need to bring a few amendments to bring that into perspective. We want culture to be respected. We want our people to know that they came from somewhere. Our culture, Mr. Speaker, cannot be defined by television, soap operas, and cartoons, and series that people watch, and people grow thinking that that is the culture of our people. Mr. Speaker, when you hear of this transgender, that thankfully President Trump has come very strong against it, despite the fact that it originated on their places. These things, they were being brought here in Africa, Mr. Speaker. People are being told it's good. You need to let the boy be the boy or the girl be the girl, or to let him define his gender as they are growing. How on earth, Mr. Speaker? How? And when President Museveni took a very strong stand against those kind of stuff, they even threatened him with getting, stop supporting his aid activities, Mr. Speaker, foreign aid. We need to make this law a reality, make it real, and Mr. Speaker, so that our people will not be products of soap operas, cartoons, series, and movies to be part and parcel of our culture. Mr. Speaker, some of these Hollywood created cultures, people don't know that it became like, in fact, some of the actors were giving their own testimonies, that they refused to participate in parts that demanded of them to play homosexual roles. And Mr. Speaker, when you look at those movies, people think, oh, that's the correct thing, but there's an agenda that was being driven. And thankfully, this time it has been held back. I don't know for how long. I hope the next president of the US will follow. When you are born, you're a man, you are a man. When you are born a woman, you are a woman. You know, this bill, Mr. Speaker, will help us give our children, the society we live in, the Africanness in us, Mr. Speaker. The thing about sharing, it was natural, Mr. Speaker, that if you went hunting, you would come back with the hunt and you'd share. You even knew these parts belong to the uncles, these parts belongs to the aunties, these are for the babawakus or the uncles who are on the side of the father. But nowadays, and Mr. Speaker, even in our villages, we never used to have fences. No fence. I remember when I was young, Mr. Speaker, I would wake up in the morning to go and say hello to the younger uncle. And across the village to the other uncle, to the other uncle, to the auntie. And all of us cousins, we would move together. When we descend in the house of this uncle, we eat everything. So breakfast is there. They will come to my father's house for midnight, midday snack. We will go to my auntie for lunch. We were playing, and everything was shared. You would see the village at the beginning to the end. Nowadays, Mr. Speaker, the Mzungu has said everyone must have a fence. It's dangerous. People are bad. And everything has disappeared. Those happy days are gone when we used to go to the river, Mr. Speaker, and swim with abandon. Mr. Speaker, I recall, we never even used to have swimming costumes or things like that. And we never did bad things. We all knew the girls were downstream, the other side, and the boys were upstream, the other side. We all knew the roads that you would use where to go. Nowadays, Mr. Speaker, even people are not allowed to go swimming in the river because we are told it's dangerous. Mr. Speaker, my prayer is that this bill passes and we preserve what is good about our cultures. And Mr. Speaker, it is my prayer that even in every county and sub-counties, the way we are setting up hospitals, we should be able to set up museums so that our future generations can see what we used to do. So, Speaker, I was in Uganda the other time, and I went to see how the people would use these reeds, the reeds from banana leaf, and they use traditional ways to make it so nice, Mr. Speaker. That science, no one has recorded it, but you just have, small huts where people are showing you this is how we used to do it. They will do it and they will come up with a beautiful gown, Mr. Speaker, traditional. And that gown, Mr. Speaker, even when you touch it, you feel it, Mr. Speaker. All this science needs to be preserved. And in Kenya, we had various forms. And my prayer is that we will support this bill, pass it very quickly in the Senate. If there are any amendments that we need to do, let us do them. But in principle, it speaks to what the Constitution envisaged, that we need to have a legislation that protects our culture. Mr. Speaker, with those many words, I pray to support. Thank you.
Is Senator Wabua Enoch.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you for this opportunity that you've given me to also contribute to this bill, the Culture Bill 2024, which has been sent to us from the National Assembly. Mr. Speaker, from the onset, I must say it is a bill that perhaps should have been passed much earlier, but now that we have it, we can discuss it, debate it,